Listen to me. You've been negotiating with that weak version of yourself for far too long. Every single day you wake up, there's a voice whispering in your head, telling you to hit that snooze button, telling you it's okay to skip a rep, telling you tomorrow is just as good as today. And you've been giving that voice power. You've been letting it sit at the table, letting it make decisions, and it's been running your life into mediocrity. That weak version of you doesn't care about your future. That weak version of you doesn't care about your dreams. That weak version only cares about comfort, only cares about easy, only cares about making sure you never have to feel the burn of discipline. And I'm here to tell you, you gotta kill that version. You can't negotiate with weakness. You can't reason with it, because weakness will always have excuses. Weakness will always justify why you should take the shortcut, why you should wait until next week, why you should lower the standard. And the more you entertain those excuses, the more you feed that version of yourself that is robbing you of your greatness. Weakness doesn't walk away on its own. You have to drag it out. You have to strangle it. You have to starve it of every excuse and every ounce of comfort you've been feeding it. Think about it. Every time you give in to that weak voice, you are handing over your destiny. You're saying, I care more about feeling good right now than I do about my future. And you don't even realize it's killing you slowly. The weak version of yourself is patient. It doesn't take everything at once. It takes little by little. One missed workout, one late start, one broken promise to yourself. And before you know it, you're living a life you never planned, a life far beneath what you were built for. You see, the weak version of you is comfortable. That version of you is satisfied with average. It loves to stay in bed. It loves to scroll endlessly on the phone. It loves to procrastinate. It loves to say, I'll do it tomorrow. But you can't listen. You can't keep giving it oxygen. Every time you resist, every time you push through when you don't feel like it, every time you show up when it's inconvenient, you are suffocating that weakness and giving life to the stronger version of yourself. This is not a one-time decision. It's a daily execution. You have to wake up every morning and choose who's going to run your life today, the strong version or the weak version. And make no mistake, whichever one you feed will dominate. If you feed weakness, it grows. If you feed discipline, if you feed hunger, if you feed purpose, then strength grows. It's not complicated. It's a war inside of you, a war between comfort and growth, a war between fear and faith, a war between who you've been and who you're destined to be. Stop negotiating with weakness. Stop giving it an option. Stop giving it a vote. When you say, I'm tired, kill that. When you say, I'll start Monday, kill that. When you say, nobody's watching, I can skip this one, kill that. That weak version of you doesn't deserve another second of your life. That weak version has stolen too many days already. It's robbed you of opportunities. It's robbed you of progress. It's robbed you of the joy of living up to your full potential. You owe it to yourself to bury it once and for all. Understand this. The strong version of you is not coming until the weak version dies. You can't carry both. You can't live with one foot in discipline and the other in excuses. You got to decide. Either you're going to keep listening to that lazy, fearful, excuse-making voice, or you're going to silence it and rise. And when you silence it, when you finally refuse to negotiate, that's when everything changes. That's when the world begins to see the real you. That's when you begin to see yourself differently. So the question is simple. How much longer are you going to let weakness live in you? How much longer are you going to let it steal your greatness? Today, right now, this moment, you have the power to make a decision to kill that weak version of yourself once and for all. Because until you kill it, you'll never live the life you were created to live. Pain is temporary. Quitting is forever. Let me break that down for you, because too many of you run from pain like it's a death sentence. You feel a little pressure, a little resistance, and the first thought that comes to your mind is, I can't handle this. I need to stop. That's the weak version of you trying to take over again. But what you don't realize is pain has a purpose. Pain is the alarm clock that wakes you up to your potential. Pain is the sign that you're pushing past the boundaries of who you used to be. Without it, you stay the same. Without it, you never grow. Think about every single achievement in your life. Did it come easy? No. Every milestone, every breakthrough, every victory, it came with some kind of struggle, some kind of sacrifice, some kind of discomfort. But the thing is, that discomfort didn't last. That burn in your chest when you run, it goes away. That soreness after the gym, it goes away. That frustration when you fail and have to try again, it goes away. But quitting leaves scars that don't fade. Quitting becomes a habit. Quitting teaches your mind and your body that the moment things get hard, the moment it hurts, you tap out. And once you teach yourself that, it becomes who you are. I need you to understand this. Pain won't kill you, but quitting will. Quitting kills dreams. Quitting kills momentum. Quitting kills your confidence, your belief in yourself. Pain, on the other hand, shapes you. Pain toughens you up. Pain teaches you resilience, patience, endurance. It's the fire that forges the strongest version of yourself. But you'll never know that if you keep running from it. You gotta stop seeing pain as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. The pain you feel today is building the strength you'll use tomorrow. That rejection you're dealing with right now is setting you up to handle the next opportunity. That heartbreak, that failure, that loss, it's not the end of you. It's equipping you. And once you embrace that, once you decide that pain is not your enemy, but your ally, you'll stop running from it. You'll face it. You'll even welcome it, because you'll know that every time you endure it, you're one step closer to becoming who you were meant to be. But hear me. There's a danger here. The danger is that pain whispers lies just like weakness does. It tells you this is too much. You'll never make it. Just stop now and you'll feel better. And it's true. You will feel better, but only for a moment. Quitting relieves the pain temporarily, but it leaves you with a lifetime of regret. That's the trade off. Short-term comfort, long-term emptiness, or short-term struggle, long-term greatness. And you've got to choose which one you're going to live with. The champions, the ones you look up to, the ones who inspire you, they didn't get there because life was easy for them. They didn't get there by avoiding pain. They got there by enduring it, by outlasting it, by refusing to let it dictate their decision. They felt the same burn, the same doubt, the same temptation to quit that you feel. The difference is they kept moving. They reminded themselves that pain is temporary. They reminded themselves that every ounce of pain is an investment in the future. So I'm asking you, what are you investing in? Are you investing in your excuses? Are you investing in temporary relief? Or are you investing in your growth, in your destiny, in your purpose? Because every time you choose to push through instead of giving up, you're making a deposit into your future self. And every time you quit, you're robbing your future self of the strength, the lessons, the victories that could have been yours. I know it hurts. I know it feels unbearable sometimes. I know there are nights you cry yourself to sleep, mornings you can barely drag yourself out of bed, days where everything in you screams to stop. But I also know this, you can endure more than you think. You are stronger than you realize. And if you just hang on, if you just refuse to quit, you'll discover a power inside of you that you didn't even know was there. Pain is temporary. It might last an hour, a day, a week, even a season, but it will fade. It will pass. And when it does, you'll still be standing. You'll still be growing. You'll still be rising. But if you quit, if you let weakness convince you to give up, that choice will stay with you forever. So the next time pain shows up, don't run. Don't give in. Don't quit. Remind yourself it's only temporary. And what's waiting on the other side is worth every second of the struggle. Your feelings are liars. They will tell you that you're too tired. They will tell you that you don't have it in you. They will tell you that it's not the right time. And the truth is, most of the time your feelings don't care about your future. They only care about your comfort right now. That's why so many people never get to their next level. They keep listening to how they feel instead of sticking to what they committed to. If you keep moving based on feelings, you'll never build consistency. If you keep waiting until you feel like it, you'll never follow through. Discipline is what separates the weak from the strong. Discipline is what keeps you going when your body is screaming stop, when your mind is telling you to rest, when nobody is watching to hold you accountable. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I care about what I said I was going to do. That's the difference between average and great. Average waits for motivation. Great operates from discipline. Average says, I'll do it when it feels right. Great says, I'll do it no matter what. The problem is, too many of us let our emotions sit in the driver's seat. One bad day, one bad mood, one rough night, and suddenly everything is thrown off track. You said you were going to work out, but you're not feeling it. You said you were going to study, but you're too tired. You said you were going to grind, but today's just not the day. That's weakness talking. That's comfort controlling your life. You can't let that version of yourself win anymore. You have to start building a standard that is higher than your feelings, because feelings will fail you every single time. You're not always going to wake up motivated. You're not always going to feel like showing up. You're not always going to feel like giving your best. But if you rely on feelings, you'll live a life of inconsistency, a life of what could have been. Discipline is the only thing that guarantees progress. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Think about it. Everybody gets hyped in the beginning. Everybody feels excited on day one. But discipline is what keeps you in the fight on day 100, when the hype is gone, when nobody's clapping, when nobody even notices you're still grinding. Discipline is doing it when it's boring. Discipline is doing it when it hurts. Discipline is doing it when there's no applause, no recognition, no quick results. That's when champions are built. Stop letting your emotions dictate your actions. Feelings are temporary, but your commitments are permanent. When you make a promise to yourself, that has to mean something. If you tell yourself you're going to wake up early, then wake up early, even if you didn't sleep well. If you tell yourself you're going to put in 2 hours of work, then put in 2 hours, even if you're exhausted. Every time you honor your word over your feelings, you're building strength. You're building trust in yourself. You're proving to yourself that you can depend on you. And that's the real battle. Learning to trust yourself. Too many people don't believe in themselves because they've broken their own promises so many times. They've listened to their feelings so much that they don't even recognize discipline anymore. And that's why they stay stuck. But the moment you decide that your word matters more than your emotions, everything changes. You start to move differently. You start to carry yourself differently. You start to expect more from yourself because you know you can deliver no matter what. This is what it comes down to. You can have excuses or you can have discipline, But you can't have both. Excuses sound good. They feel good in the moment, but they take you nowhere. Discipline hurts. Discipline demands. Discipline requires sacrifice, but it takes you to levels your feelings will never reach. So the next time you don't feel like it, remind yourself your feelings are liars. Your future doesn't care how you feel right now. It only cares about what you do. The stronger version of you is built on discipline, not emotions. And until you choose discipline over feelings, you'll never see the greatness that's waiting for you. Killing the weak version of yourself is not something you do once and walk away from. It's not a single moment where you flip a switch and suddenly everything is different. No, it's a fight you've got to show up for every single day. Every morning when your eyes open, you're standing at a crossroads, and the question is simple: which version of me am I going to feed today? Am I going to feed the weak version? The one that wants to roll over? The one that wants to delay? The one that wants comfort? Or am I going to feed the strong version? The one that's ready to get up, ready to grind, ready to dominate regardless of how I feel? The truth is, every day you're making small choices that either strengthen weakness or strengthen greatness. You're either sharpening your edge or you're letting it get dull. The weak version of you isn't gone just because you had a good day yesterday. That weakness is waiting every single morning, patient and quiet, ready to remind you of excuses, ready to tempt you with shortcuts, ready to pull you back into old habits. And the only way to silence it is through consistent action. This is why some people never change. They have a powerful moment. They make a bold declaration. They say they're done with the old version of themselves. And for a day or two, maybe even a week, they follow through. But then life gets inconvenient. Discipline starts to feel heavy. The excitement wears off. And little by little, they start feeding weakness again, giving it energy, giving it life. And before they know it, they're right back where they started, wondering why they can't break the cycle. The reason is simple. They treated killing weakness like an event when it's really a lifestyle. Every rep you do when your body is telling you to quit, that's you burying weakness. Every time you get up on time, even when you're exhausted, that's you burying weakness. Every time you show up, every time you push through, every time you keep a promise you made to yourself, that's another shovel of dirt on top of the old you. And the more consistent you are, the deeper you bury that weak version until it can't climb back up. But if you skip, if you slack, if you let one excuse slide, that weakness comes back alive. It rises up again, stronger than before, because now it knows you'll give it a chance if it just waits long enough. That's why you can't give it 1 second, one opening, one opportunity. You have to starve it daily. You have to make sure the strong version of you gets all the food, all the fuel, all the attention. This is the reality. You're either getting stronger or weaker. There is no staying the same. People love to believe they're just maintaining, but that's a lie. Every day is movement in one direction or the other. And that's why the stronger version of you can't just show up once in a while. It has to be your default. It has to be your identity. You can't keep treating greatness like it's an option. You have to treat it like it's the only way. And let me be clear, the stronger version of you isn't built in big, dramatic moments. It's built in the daily grind, in the small decisions nobody sees, in the quiet moments where you could give up and nobody would even know. That's where the stronger version is forged, because greatness is not proven when it's easy. It's proven when it's hard, when it's boring, when it feels pointless, but you keep moving anyway. That's how you win the daily battle. You've got to wake up every morning with the mindset that weakness is waiting for you and it wants to take back control. And your job is to make sure it doesn't. You don't just kill it once, you kill it daily. You kill it with every disciplined action, every choice that favors growth, every sacrifice you make for the future you're chasing. And the more you choose strength over weakness, the more natural it becomes. It turns into who you are. It turns into your character, your lifestyle, your identity. And when that happens, when you consistently rise as the stronger version of yourself, everything around you starts to change. Your habits change, your results change, your opportunities change, your life changes. Because you're no longer letting weakness have a voice. You're no longer letting it call the shots. You've buried it so deep it doesn't have the power to rise again. But that only happens if you're willing to fight this battle every day. You don't get to clock out. You don't get to take days off. You don't get to say, I'll start again next week. It's today. It's right now. It's every morning when your feet hit the floor. So the real question is, when tomorrow comes, which version of you are you going to rise with?